السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Inshallah, today we are looking at lesson number 53, as you can see, and the title for this lesson is Al-Jamalu. As you can see, Al-Jamalu, a very interesting topic. And this particular lesson will be in 3 parts, and you can see in brackets here part 1, so meaning we'll have part 2 and then part 3. Okay, so Al-Jamalu is, of course, we all know the camel. So we are going to be learning something about the camel in this particular lesson, and that is the beauty of the book. The author tries to touch a lot of areas so that at the end of the day we'll have vocabularies and then expressions from several areas, okay, across the language, and not only vocabularies and words, but also we are learning a lot of things. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's begin and see what we have this lesson has for us. So he begins by saying that unzuru ila al-ibli, look at the camel. Unzuru ila al-ibli, look at the camel. So of course here you have seen a different word is used. Al-ibli is used. So al-jamal and al-ibli, they are all camel. Okay, the camel has a lot of names. So you even see something funny. You see some Arabic teachers will tell their students that if you see a word and you don't, the camel has a lot of names, such that if you see a word in Arabic language and you don't know the meaning, it may probably mean a camel. Okay, it may probably mean a camel. That is how broad the names of the camel are. It has a lot of names. So al-jamal, al-ibl, and then other names. So unzuru ila al-ibl, look at the camel. All of you look at the camel. Kayfa khuliqat, how it is created. And of course this is something similar thing from the Quran, Surah Al-Ghashiyah. Okay, afala yanzuruna ila al-ibli kayfa khuliqat. Allah is asking us. Okay, the camel has a very amazing and then a very strange creation. It's a very strange creation, an amazing creation of Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay, and we all know the camel. Look at how it is. Okay, so he says that, and one thing is, why do Allah asking us that question, especially to the Arabs. Okay, most of the times when they are traveling through desert areas, their survival is tied to the camel. The camel is now their source of survival. They rely on the camel. As mean they are traveling through the desert for several days, and of course we all know there's no water, so they rely on the camel. When they run out of water, they can slaughter the camel to remove water from the stomach. You see it. Okay, several water bags from the stomach of the camel. So they rely on the camel. Their survival is mostly tied to the camel when they are traveling through these desert areas. Oh, that is clear. So he says that tarawha la masila laha fil khilqa. You see it, if you look at the camel, you will see it. La masila laha, it doesn't have any similitude. Masil means similitude or similarity. Okay, likeness. Assuming there is something and there is another thing. There's a particular thing lying down here. There's another thing very similar to it. I will say that hadha masiluhu. This is, a similitude of this, of that. Okay, this is the similitude of this. The they are alike. So masil means similitude, likeness. So la masila, of course, la nahiya to the jins, absolute negation. There is no masil. There is no similitude whatsoever. Laha fil khilqa, in appearance. Khilqatun means appearance, how something look, the look of something. Okay, the appearance of it, outer physical appearance of something, that's khilqa. So it doesn't have any similitude. There's no creation which is alike, which looks like it in terms of physical appearance. فَإِنَّ الْجَمَلَ أَكْبَرُ الْحَيَوَانِ الدَّاجِنِ, for indeed the camel is the biggest domestic animal, tamed animal. Dajin bimana domesticated, tamed. Okay, tamed is the biggest domestic animal. Yes, it's true. If you look at the domestic animals, it is the biggest. and it is somehow the most calm, the one which is very calm. We even see a small child controlling a camel, but the camel can just kill a human being at once. Okay, but is the very calm and the biggest domesticated animal, jisman, in terms of body size. Wa atwaluhu saqan, and the longest or the tallest when it comes to sakun means the leg. Okay, so it has the longest leg when we compare it to other domestic animals. وَلِذَلِكَ كَانَتْ رَقَبَتُهُ طَوِيلَةً, and due to the fact that it is having long legs, رَقَبَتُهُ, its neck, طَوِيلَةً, is long. The neck has always been long. If you look at the camel, it has a long neck. Hatta yumkinahu. Why is it having long neck? Hatta yumkinahu, so that it is able to an yara al-kala min al-ard biduni an yabruqa, so that it is able to graze. Yara is to graze. It is able to graze al-kala, bimana grass. Al-kala, like Musallas Kutrub says, wal ushbu yud'a bil kala. Okay, ushbun means grass. Kala also means kala'a. It also means grass. Kala is also grass. Okay, so that it is able to feed grass on grass, or it is able to graze min al-ard, from the land, biduni an yabruka, without kneeling down. So if it want to graze, you do not see the camel come to a place where there is grass and then he kneels down to feed. No, he just stand and then eat, just like the sheep. The sheep just feed, graze while standing. So similar thing with the camel. The camel, it is tall. So if it is tall, it will have difficulty in feeding. It will have to bend down before feeding. But the fact that the neck is tall, it suffices, or it fill this gap so that it wouldn't have to bend down before eating. Okay, so that's what he's saying. The verb here is baraka. Okay, baraka means he knelt down, or he bent down, he bowed. And then the modal is yabrukia. Okay, yabruku, it is mansub here because of the an. It's additional baraka yabruku. Okay, wara'suhu saghirun, and the head is small. So it has a long neck with a small head. Why? لِيَكُونَ خَفِيفَ الْحَمْلِ, for light carriage. It is light for carrying. It has a small head because it makes it possible to carry. Assuming the head was big, you have a very long neck with a very big head. The head would have been dangling. It would have, the neck it will find difficulty in carrying the neck. So long neck, small head. Why? Khafif al-haml, for light carriage, easy to carry. Ala raqabatihi, on his neck. I hope that is clear. Okay. Then he tells us that wa arjuluhu fiha akhfafun, and his legs, fiha akhfafun, it has akhfaf. What do you mean by akhfaf? Akhfafun, in English we call it hoofs. Okay, if you look at a cow, a sheep, a horse, if you look at the feet, it has this hard material on the legs. Okay, it's like sandals. It's not natural sandals. It's not actual sandals, but I'm just giving you a picture. Okay, if you look at it, it's like it is wearing a small shoe. That kind of thing is what we call khufun in Arabic. We call it khufun, and the plural is akhfafun. Akhfafun. You see that leather thing that is covering the leg. Okay, where the part of the feet of the leg that touches the ground, there is some rubber thing surrounding it. That hoofs. In English we call it hoof. In Arabic, hoofun. So even Arabic and English, it has similar pronunciation. We call it hoofun. In English we call it hoof. Okay, hoofs. Okay, so it's what we call akhfaf. So in the legs have this akhfaf. Tamna'u sawkhaha. It prevents its sinking. Fi rimal Sahara, in the fine sand of the desert. So the camel mostly walk through the desert. Okay, so he's saying that this particular akhfaf, hoofs, prevent the camel from sinking. okay, from the legs. Getting deep into the sand as it is walking. Okay, this will affect its movement and to make movement difficult for it. So these things prevent the legs of the camel from sinking or getting deep into the sand. In the fine sand, rimal is a part of raml. Ramlun means fine sand. Sand, you see the sand very like a powder. That is raml. So rimal is Sahara, the fine sand of the desert. Allati kesiran ma yasiru fiha, which is a lot of that in which the camels walk. Sahara yasiru is to walk. So meaning that the camel, most of the places where the camel walk is made up of fine sand. Okay. Wa'ala, then he continued by saying, Wa'ala zuhrihi sanamun, and on his back, the zuhr is the back. Okay. Wa'ala zuhrihi, and on his back, the back of the camel, sanamun. Sanamun is one of them as the hump. Okay, hump. If you look at a cow, at the back, you see some erected part, some erected thing on the back. That's what we call a sanam, hump. So it has this sanam, kulluhu shahm. All of it is fat. The man is made up of fat. It's not meat. Yurakyabu alayhi qatab. Qatab is saddle. Okay, saddle is tied to it. You want to say yurakyab, it means to arrange, but here it means to lay on it or to hang to it. What this particular sanam, this particular hump, mostly we tie saddle to it. That's what they are saying. Wa aynahu, and his two eyes, the two eyes of the camel. Sawdawani, they are black. Both of them are black. Wasi'atani, wide. Both of them they are wide. Tashifani and hilmin, it reveals or it shows hilm, forbearance. The verb here is shafa. Shafa yashufu. Okay, shafa yashifu. So when it is two, yashifani. Okay, but because it's feminine, tashifani. So both of them they reveal, to shafa yashifu, to reveal or to show something, So tashifani and hilmin, it shows forbearance. And yes, that's true. The camel has a lot of forbearance. Okay, it can be patient. Conditions. Example, let's say it can remain when things are getting very difficult. The camel can live in that condition. It can live in adverse condition for several days without food, without water, without basic necessities. Oh, that is clear. Wada'atin, and calmness or gentleness. Okay, it is not harsh, it is not aggressive. You can even see, as I said, you can see a small child, okay, controlling a camel. But the camel is very strong. As I said, it can easily attack and kill a human being. But it is very calm to it submit itself, from like Allah says. So walahu fi wasti batnihi, and it has in the middle of its stomach kursun galizun, a tough plate. Okay, kursun means plate. Kursun galizun, a tough plate. Okay, plate that is very tough. Yusamma al-kelkel. It is called al-kelkel. This particular plate is called al-kelkel. Yastanidu alayhi mata baraka. It relies on it. Yastanidu, the verb here is istanada yastanidu, which means to rely on something. Okay, or to lean on something. Yastanidu, it leans on it. Mata baraka, when it kneels. When it kneels down, when it is trying to kneel down, it relies on that thing, on this kursun galiz, on this tough plate. Walahu fi arjulihi, and it has in its legs qita'un, small segments. So there are some small portions or small segments of the leg. Adimatul hissi, which is devoid or which is without feelings. It is devoid of feelings, okay, or sensation. It doesn't sense anything. You can be touching it and it won't be feeling it. It lacks sensation. Okay, hissun, as we all know, is feelings, okay, or sensation. Adimatun is without or devoid. Okay, so it lacks or sensation or feelings. Fi mawaqi'iha, in is stepping. Waqa'a is to step on something. So in is stepping alal ard on the edge. So when it is stepping on the edge, or when it is walking and it is stepping on the ground, those particular portions, this crater or this particular segments of the leg, it doesn't feel anything. It is devoid of feelings. Okay, maybe the cells there are dead, so it doesn't have any feelings. It doesn't feel or sense anything. Then he continued by saying that wajawful jamal, and the stomach of the jamal, the stomach of the camel. Jawful means stomach, or something hollow or something empty. That's what we call it, jawf. Of course, the stomach is similar thing. It's just like a hollow thing. So wajawful jamal, the stomach of the jamal, of the camel. Ajibun is strange. How is it strange? Fi tarkibihi, in its organization, in its structure, how it is structured. That's what makes it ajib, amazing. لأنه يحتوي على جملة قروش, because it contains, احتوى يحتوي is to contain or make up of. So it contains or it is made up of a number of kurushin, a number of stomachs. Kurushun is stomach. I hope that is clear. Kurushun, like this one. The singular is kirshun. Kirshun. I think it is here, like here. You see it here. Okay. Kirshihi. Kirshihi. That's the singular. The singular is kirshun. Kirshun. And the plural is kurushun, which means stomachs. For example, you see the ruminants. You see they are having 4 stomachs. Okay. So each stomach is kirshun. The plural is kurush. So the stomachs. So he says that the stomach of the camel, as for the camel, generally they say it has 3 stomachs. Okay, so that's what the author is telling us here. لأنه يحتوي, it is amazing in its arrangement. It is made up of يحتوي على جملة قروش, a number of stomachs. يحزن فيها مقدارا عظيما, it stores in it. It stores in what? Stores what? Yahzun, the verb here is hazana. So yahzunu fiha, it stores in it, in the stomach, mekdaran aziman, a great quantity, min al-ghiza, of food, great quantity of food. It stores great quantity of food in it. Hatta iza ja'a, so this hatta here is not until. I told you previously, hatta can mean until. That's the most common one. But sometimes it can also come for ta'lil, to show the reason why something is happening. So for example, as you may say, I entered the class without saying Salaam Alaikum while the teacher was teaching, and I just entered without greeting. And so the teacher asked me, Limaza lam sallima alayna, why didn't you greet us? And so I say, dakhaltu hatta la ashghulaka, I entered so that I will not make you busy, I will not take away your attention. So this particular word there, dakhaltu hatta la ashghulaka, it means I entered so that, not until, I entered so that I will not take away your attention. I hope that is clear. So hatta can most of the time come to mean so that, ta'lil, so for the reason why you did something. Okay, so hatta iza ja'a, why is it having this stomach so that it can store great quantity of food in it? Hatta iza ja'a, so that when it becomes hungry. Ja'a, we all know Jaw'an is the hungry person. The verb is ja'a. Okay, walam yajid aqlan, and he doesn't get food. So if it is hungry and it doesn't get food, akhraja min kirshihi, it removes from its stomach jarratan, cat. Jarratun means cat. Like we see ruminants are animals that eat, or that eat cat. So that's C-U-D. That cat is what we tell as jarratun. Okay. Wajitarraha. So if it is hungry for some time, it chew the cat. We say ruminants are animals that chew the cat. Wajitarraha, and it regurgitates it. Ijitarra actually means to repeat something to be repeated. Ijitarra, to repeat something. So wajitarraha, and it regurgitates it. This cat, it chews it several times. You have seen this when you see a sheep, even just sheep and then cow. When they are eating, they just eat, very fastly. They don't take their time to chew it well. Now when they are relaxing, when they are now relaxing, they bring it back and then they try to regurgitate it. That's what the verb is talking about. Ijtarra. Okay, to regurgitate it. وَلِذَلِكَ يُسَمَّى حَيَوَانًا مُجْتَرًّا. And due to that, لذلك, due to that, يُسَمَّى حَيَوَانًا مُجْتَرًّا. They are named or they are called ruminants. Mujtarran is, ruminants. حيوان مجترًا, ruminant animals. وَإِذَا فَرَغَ مَا حَزَنَهُ فِي جَوْفِهِ. And when it is done, when it is consumed, or when it used up, faraga is to, as we say, a lot of meanings, but faraga, when it is done with what is tossed in his stomach, when it consumes everything. فَإِنَّ شَحْمَ سَنَامِهِ. For indeed, the sham, the fat of the hump, the thing at the back, okay, that elongated thing at the back, يَتَحَلَّلُ شَيْئًا فَشَيْئًا. It breaks down bit by bit. تَحَلَّلَ يَتَحَلَّلُ means to break down, for something to break down. So most of the time you tell the teacher, حَلِّلْ لَنَا هَذَا الدَّرْسِ. Okay, explain, break down this particular lesson for us. We don't understand it. حَلِّلْ, break down. So تَحَلَّلَ يَتَحَلَّلُ, for something to break down. So يَتَحَلَّلُ شَيْئًا فَشَيْئًا. So when it is angry for a very long time without food, this particular sham, this fat that is found in the hump, it breaks down bit by bit. لِيَغْزُوَهُ, to nourish it. Okay, وَيَغْفِيهِ مُدَّةً طُوِيلًا, and to suffice it for a long time. وَلِلْجَمَلِ فِي جَوْفِهِ. And for the camel, the camel has في جوفه, in his stomach, جُمْلَةُ أَسْقَاقٍ, a number of asqaq. When we say asqaq, is the plural of zikun, and zikun is what we term as water skin or water bag, okay, or water sack. This is something these days you hardly find it. Most of the time when it's mostly used by farmers. For some time ago, when they are going to farm, they take a small bag, mostly made of leather. They use leather to sew a bag, and then they pour water inside, so that when he goes and he needs water, he uses it. So the camel has similar thing, a lot of them in his stomach. The singular is zikun, the plural is asqaqun. Okay, so that's why he says the camel has in his stomach jumlatu asqaqin, a number of asqaq, these water bags. Okay, tamtali'u bil ma, it is filled with water. Indama yashrabu, when it is drinking. The verb here is imtala'a yamtali'u. Okay, imtala'a yamtali'u, for something to be filled with another thing. Okay, bilma, tamtali'u bilma, it is filled with water. Indama yashrabu, when it is drinking, when the camel is drinking. So you see the camel drinking a lot of water. You can just give it a lot of water and to drink everything. It's not just like it is drinking it for the body to use at that particular time. No, the body has these particular bags, water bags, so that it is stored in it, okay, for later use. So it can survive a number of days without food and water because it stores some of them. Okay, hatta iza atisha. So why does it store this water? Hatta, you have now seen again, so that iza atisha, when it gets tasty. Okay, atosh is taste. The verb is atisha, when it gets tasty. Fi makanin qafrin, in a barren land or in a barren place. Qafrin means barren, a place where there is no life. For example, a desert area, you cannot survive there, no water. So it's not a habitable place. Okay, so that's what we call it, something, that's what we term as a makan and kofrin. Okay, so when it found itself in a makan and kofrin, a barren land, lama afihi, there's no water, or where there's no water, agnahu ma khazanahu an shurbi zamanan tuwilan. Agnahu, okay, it avails him. What avails him? Ma khazanahu, what it stores. Ma khazanahu, what it stores avail him. Avail the camel. And shurb, of drinking, zamanan tuwilan, for a long time. Very beautiful. Okay, we will learn more about the camel, inshallah, in the second and then the third part of the lesson. As I said, this al-jamal is made up of 3 parts. This is just al-jamal part 1. There is going to be part 2. I hope that is clear. So, of course, we will have to stop here for this particular first part, and then we'll continue the next part, inshallah, in the next lesson. جزاكم الله خيرا وبارك الله لي ولكم في قرآن الحكيم ونفعني وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.